All right, let's take a look at an MSI. This is a monitor. This is the MPG272QR QD OLED. All right, the X50 on this one here. If this one, quality of it looks really well, really thin. I'm gonna show you how thin it is. Really thin from one side, but then the back end it's a lot more. Let's go ahead and show you guys the bottom plugs. So on this one, you do have for dual USB on that. You do have the Type C, two USBs on it, or Type 3.0. You have HDMI. You have three HDMIs on it. Two HDMI and one display port. Type C connection, USB hub, 7-inch. 500 hertz, 2K monitor on this one, 3K if you can push it, but you're gonna lose quality. And it does have, it tells you right here, it does have a 98 watt connection. So if you're gonna connect items in there, you could charge them, plug them in, set them up. 80 gauges, 80. Let's take a look at a white large monitor. This is a 32. Wait. Oh, this is 31 inch. And let's take a look at the OLED screen that they have. 240 hertz on this one. Large monstrosity. Quality is really good on this. So 4K on this one. This actually tells you it's 4K on it. Let's take a look at some of the connections underneath. See what it has. All right, we're gonna start on this side first. We're gonna do we have a one audio connection, 3.5 jack, HDMI, display port, that's current connection, two display port, one Type C, USB for the hub connection, and two Type A connections. And here on the other side, you just got the power connection. Do you have ventilations underneath of it? All right, let's take a look at motherboards. All right, we're looking at the Mag Z890 on this one. This one has, and it says Tomahawk right there. This is where the M.2 is going to be located, but it has Wi-Fi 7 on this one. Plenty of slots for the actual memory in here. Right now, currently, they're going to house, this is going to house an Intel chip, Ultra Processor Series 2 on it. It supports DDR5 memory on it. It does have up to 8 pins for the CPU, and then of course you're going to have a built-in connection for your motherboard in the back, and this is for the actual power source. I'm going to show you in the back because I'm not impressed with the front, I'm more impressed with the back. So if you want to have more cable management, hide all your cables, this is how you're going to do it now. In reality, this is all metal plated in the front, aluminum of course. Extra security for your video card. That's, you know, this will be set up in there. Pins connection. Let's take a look. All the pins connections, you're not going to find them in the front. Everything's going to be behind it. So let's turn it around and see in the back. On the top, you're going to have your connections for your CPU, your motherboard, your lighting, your fans, your RGB lighting, and all that stuff's going to be located in the bottom. You can see all the fans. Now, you are going to need a little bit more space than regular on your desktop if you're going to upgrade yourself, because the pins themselves take quite a little bit more space. That's something that people, when they buy motherboards like this, they don't have the right proper setup for it. So just be aware of that. You have all the pins. I can't take it off the stand or it's going to fall, but you can see all the pins. And I'm going to show you all the concepts from all the motherboards that are similar to it. Project Zero PC built. We're going to take a look at Project Zero PC built. Now, like I said, the pins are going to be all located in the back. What you have on this one is for Intel Core Ultra Processor Series 2. You are going to need, this one goes up to, supports DDR5 memory, 86 plus, all right, 8600 plus, all right. 8 pins, of course, they're all going to be located in the back. It does have clips for the hidden M.2s. There's one in here and another hidden between in here. I believe it's going to be down here, but they do have the extra bracket here for your GPU, of course. A heavy, if you're going to get, especially if you're going to get a large 4090 or 50 series, you're going to need it. Now, let's put the camera in the back so you guys can see a little bit more. I'm gonna be talking from the back. On the top of it, you're gonna see the connection for the CPU in there, and then you see the motherboard connection. Everything's gonna be built in the back of the system. All the pins, RGB lighting, fan controls, everything's gonna be all located in the back. So just be aware that if you're gonna buy some of this, make sure you leave at least one or two, half an inch of space between this and your existing desktop you have, all right? A buffer. All right, on this one right here, we're gonna see the same concept, connections in the back. Everything's hidden in here. And for the motherboard, let me see if I could do that. Oh, here it goes for the motherboard. Connections. Today we're going to look at the MAG Z890, all right? 890, right? Z890, Tomahawk Wi-Fi PZ White. This is all aluminum casing, everything. All the connections are going to be built in the back of the system. Everything's covered for your M.2. Really good concept, good lineup that they're coming out with the motherboards. Normally don't get attention from any motherboard, but this one, the MAG Z890 got my attention. Not just because it has RGB lighting light, but it actually has built-in little monitors in here. If you guys can see LCDs that we have. On this one, I don't believe it's an LCD, but this one has an LCD, but it shows you the actual CPU, power, voltage, fan, and there's another one in the bottom here. I'm not quite sure how much you can modify, but on this one, you do have to connect the connections on the front of it. On the side of it, you got your actual connections for your motherboard, your GPU, your fans, everything, your... Look at that. So all the connections will be on this one on the side instead of the back. So this is want to do cable management. This is all going to be on the side of it. Everything that you normally used to find in the front is on the side of it. You do have all the connections for your motherboard. You're on here. You have a Type C built in here for your Type 3.0 in here. Your fan support, your RGB lighting connection, everything's going to be connected here, including the fan control. And on top of that, you guys for your hard drives connection, your SATA connections in here too also, and the USB connections. The IO Shield has a lot more to give to you guys. If you guys can see, you have you have actually 6 USBs Type A, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Type C's, 2 more additional one, and these are actually for transferring rate. 10 gigabytes on this one, USB 10 gigabytes, which is a 3.2 or 3.1, I believe. Yeah, your flashing button, your clear, your smart button, your 2 connections, your 10 gigabyte and the 10 and the 5. And then of course 2 antennas for your Wi-Fi 7 on it, your audio connection. You got your input here, your output actually for fiber connection for your audio too. So pretty much you're all set on this one. All right, check it out. Feels like an Xbox controller, but with it's lighter. It does have the MSI logo in here. It has your Windows display. You're changing the Windows in here. If you somebody has a Windows 11, all right, you do have your controllers in here. You have your paddle controls in here. Your Bluetooth or your wireless connection. So this does have a wireless connection. I believe it's 2.5 hertz. I'm not quite sure, but 2.4 hertz on the wireless connection. So not bad. White color on this one. Displays different color for the actual buttons. You do have your systems is programmable. USB Type C. That means it's rechargeable. You can turn off the paddle or change them off like that. Feels good. Light, simple. Let's take a look at some mouse concepts on this one. This is a Versa 500 wireless, right? Lightweight, rechargeable Type C on this one. MSI, 2 slides for it. Gaming wise, lightweight, Not enough buttons, but you have the actual trigger button on the side. Rolling wheel. Only one type of rolling wheel. Your DPI controller. One RGB lighting connection here. This one's the Versa 501 wireless connection. 2 slides, off and on button, RGB light. Has a grip on it, lightweight. Here we have the Versa 300 Elite. This one has 3 slides, one here, center, and then the back. Now this one has your Bluetooth, and it does have your wireless, all right, on this one. And it's lightweight, like the RGB lighting that lights up when you touch it here. Look at that. RGB lighting there, RGB light on the other side, lightweight, and they have in blue and black and white. 300. All right, MSI Maestro 300. These are made of not leather or pleather. This is a material, but they do have memory foam in here. High resolution 40 millimeter driver, it says, and it has a Type C connection. This is not included with it, but it's here for display. You can play PC, Mac, PlayStation 4 and 5, and then your Nintendo Switch. Any mobile station it says too, even including phones. So not bad. Flexibility is there. You guys can see flexibility. Foam on the top. Retractable, retractable. All right. You see that? Perfect. All right, let's take a look at the heavy beast here right now. This one has a large monitor in here. It's a lot heavier. It's an MSI. It has a Steel Series audio in here. Full set of keyboard. It has RGB lighting included. It changes in here, and it has an extra protective layer in here. Fingerprint? No, you're gonna leave your fingerprints on this one. You do have a couple connections: USB, 2 Type C's, and a Type A audio connection here on this side. You got your 2 USB and a micro SD, and then your HDMI in the back. Beefy. This one is because it's huge. It has a GeForce RTX 590 on this one. So retail price is not available yet, but it does have Windows 11. It could go up to, like I said, 590 on the GPU. It has 24 gigs of DDR4 powered by NVIDIA. 18-inch monitor, a monstrosity of a monitor. If you guys can see that on this monitor, it has you have your camera on the top of it. I'm gonna show you guys just a little bit. You have your camera on the top on the feature. You have your cooling here area on the back. You have 2 sets of speakers in the back. Nothing in the front. Let's take a look at the back. All right, on the back you do have your power connection. And I believe you do have your HDMI somewhere here. Unfortunately, I'm not able to remove this stuff and move it to show you guys, but you could see the color of the actual logo changing from the MSI logo. Now, I do feel the vents in here. They're all heated up in here. I'm not gonna put my thermal camera yet, but I could always do that if you guys want me to do it on the next review. Huge monitor. 18-inch monitor. Flexibility goes a little back, all the way back, not too much. I don't want to break it here. I want to get charged for something like this because beautiful. Huge gaming system. Instead of buying a desktop, maybe getting a laptop like this. You could feel the heat on the side, heat on the back. All right, let's take a look at the Claw 7 AI on this one. Now this one is a little beefy. It's lightweight. It does have a couple buttons in here. This is actually running Windows 11 Home. It has an Intel Arc 140. All right, this one, beautiful concept on it. Lightweight. It tells you right there, Intel. Button-wise, trigger guard, button controls. You have extra buttons underneath. Gaming wise, you have two USB Type C's, power device on the top, two USBs on the top, audio connection, and it does have an SD card slot right there, if you guys can see it, near the power button, the triggers here, two buttons in here, and one underneath. Let's look at their new Claw 8 AI, and this one's powered by Intel also too. The GPU monitor is a lot larger, lightweight. It's a little heavier than the last one, than the 7. So let me see if I could pick it up a little bit. There he goes. All right, it's a little bit. Color wise, same thing. RGB lighting connection, 4 buttons in the front, 2 on the top. Mouse control, you don't have any. You have your keypad in here. You got volume control, 2 HDMI, audio connection, micro SD, and your power, two buttons connection here, and then one more underneath. Take a look at liquid cooling GPU. This is a GeForce RTX 1590, and this is a water cooling system similar to what we just saw earlier, but this one's more of the RGB. This is the concept that I currently have. I do have the RGB lighting. I tend not to use it too much, you know. I'm not into the fluff too much, but those there are, you go add your RGB light to it. And this is going to take 2 slots. All right, 2 slots on this one. Large water cooling system.